Hey there everybody, the Tribal Butterfly here. Okay, I have a really special video for you guys today. Actually, it's a two-part video, sorry. I know I said I would never do them again. But today's video is really cool. The other week, I was very fortunate and I had an interview, well, I was interviewed by a very cool guy. His name is Babineau, and he is a reporter, journalist for a few fashion magazines he's worked for. He's a great columnist, he's really amazing, and yeah, so it was really sweet. So this video is my interview with Babineau. He did my interview and I recorded it so that you guys could all see it. And he's actually worked for a lot of fashion magazines, and he's interviewed a lot of famous and important people in the fashion world. So I'm really excited to be showing you guys this video. So unfortunately it is a two-parter because the interview did last 15 minutes, and like I've said before, I can only fit 10 in one of these, one of my little video segments. So it's a two-parter. Please watch both parts because he does touch on my line that I'm coming out with, Wonderland Lolita. So I hope you watch the whole thing because I'd love for you to see where he's talking to me about my line. And if anyone out there has any more questions about my line, please ask them because I would love to have a video that's like just answering questions about Wonderland Lolita. So here we go with my interview with Babineau, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. Watch both parts, don't forget.
Hi everybody, my name is Babineau. I am a fashion journalist in Vancouver, Canada. And I have the pleasure of interviewing somebody many of you know as the Tribal Butterfly. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the Tribal Butterfly's various interests, but we're going to be getting to her clothing and costume line. That's what we really want to talk about today, because that's what she's all about. So, the Tribal Butterfly, where did that name come from?
It actually started, I think maybe 10 years ago. I really wanted to get a tattoo, and I found this image of a tribal butterfly which I thought was so amazing that it's actually stuck with me for the last 10 years, and it's something that I've just gone by forever. So I think more people actually know me by the Tribal Butterfly than they do my real name.
Oh, okay. So Tribal Butterfly it is, definitely. Now, you're interested in fashion and in costume making. Definitely. I know that. But you started out with interests in other artistic endeavors. Can you talk a little bit mainly about your interest in anime?
Yeah, I've been like a crazy anime fan since I think I was 3. Yeah. I've loved anime more than I loved Disney.
Can you remember what the first anime that influenced you was?
I would have to say an anime called Project Echo. I just totally loved that one. Even though I was so young I could barely read the subtitles, I just fell in love with it, and ever since it's been all about the anime.
Where can people access that now today? It's
hard to find because it's a really old one, so you would have to probably, you know what, the best place I find to find anime now is going to conventions. They've got just booths and booths full of everything, and you can get them at really great prices.
Oh, okay. And I know that there are conventions in various cities, and I also happen to know that the Tribal Butterfly here is going to be going to one of the biggest cities for a convention in the very near future, and she's very excited about it, and I'm excited about it too. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going to be happening?
It's an anime convention in New York. I can never pronounce the name. I think it's Aniyushi-Con, and it's basically a brand new convention that's first opening up, and I've been invited to attend as a guest speaker. I'm going to be performing a workshop on how to sew and how to do cosplay, and also I'm going to be one of the judges for the costume competition, so start sewing.
So maybe you could tell us, you just used a word that I'm not too familiar with, partly because I don't know that much about animes. What does cosplay mean?
Cosplay is basically costume play, so somebody will recreate an outfit of a character from an anime, or now it's been broadened, so now it can be almost anything. But a person will recreate the costume as critical to detail as they possibly can, and they'll go out to a convention or a photo shoot or whatever they want and wear the costume. Some people like to reenact being the actual character, but for
Right.
me it's more just wearing the costume and showing the appreciation for the character in the costume.
Now, just to differentiate this between somebody who's just a fanatic about a particular vehicle, science fiction or fantasy, I mean, how would this differ from people dressing up like Klingons at a Star Trek convention? Or is that cosplay?
You know, I really think that now it's become so general that it basically, the lines have been blurred. A lot of people who go to cons, especially one of the ones that I go to back home, is a huge one that encompasses Toronto.
Oh, hello, Toronto.
It encompasses everything, and it happens every August, and it's huge. It has sci-fi, anime, comics, video games, and horror, so you'll see everything there. So now I think it's just become so broad and generalized that you can almost get away with anything.
Well, before we talk about your own line, we need to talk about a cosplay that you were involved in that got a bit of attention recently. Could you tell us a little bit about it? It has to do with one of the biggest hit movies of the year as well.
The Batman.
Right.
We went to Anime Evolution here in Vancouver, me and Reva, and we were asked to create designs that were inspired by The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight. Yeah. So you were asked particularly to do The Dark Knight, or was that something you had wanted to do for a while?
They told us that they wanted the gowns to be inspired by The Dark Knight.
Okay.
But we were allowed free design range to do whatever we wanted with the outfits.
And they could be any characters from The Dark Knight, or did they specifically want Batman as one of them?
Already said that I wanted to do Batman and she wanted to do Joker, which actually worked out because that's what they wanted us to do. They didn't tell us that in the beginning, but it worked out for both because they wanted us to do what we wanted to do, so it worked out okay.
So what sort of twisted things did you do to the Caped Crusader? I heard a little bit about it. Wait till you hear this. It's really something.
He was a woman.
Well, that's the darker knight.
I basically turned the gown because I wanted to do women's wear. So I did a gown, but the gown actually was the bat symbol.
Oh, okay.
So all she had to do was raise her arms, and you go from this elegant satin beautiful gown to this huge bat symbol. It was so cool.
And fabulous backlighting, and you're all set for an evening on the town, swooping on your victims.
Exactly.
Now, you also had, now of course that was based on the much darker Batman of this particular movie.
Yeah.
Does it reflect the fact that this was a darker Batman in a more serious film? Or was there an element of the Batman that some of us are familiar with from the old Batman TV series, which was all color and comic book?
You know what? I loved the old one because I loved the outfits. They were so much more flamboyant and beautiful.
Yeah, they were.
They were so pretty, like the sparkly.
Yeah, that would be Adam West.
Yeah, and Julie Newmar.
And Julie Newmar, yeah, as the Catwoman. It was fabulous.
So amazing.
Yeah.
But
Eartha Kitt also played the Catwoman too.
She was good too,
but Julie Newmar was the definite. She was the hot one.
So cool.
She was hot woman.
She was.
And could you tell us a little bit about how you went about presenting the Joker?
Well, Reba was in charge of the Joker.
Right.
Totally. She did a really good job though. She remained really true to the character. She did it almost an exact copy of what it looked like in The Dark Knight. Even the makeup that we did was like exact from the movie.
Now, you've got this huge interest in anime. You've studied animation. You produce all sorts of wonderful things for your YouTube site.
I try.
And which are really fun to watch and enjoyable. And you're also studying fashion and are producing a line that kind of integrates all of this. So could you tell us a little bit about your line? First of all, does it have a name, or is it the name Tribal Butterfly?
No, the name is Wonderland Lolita.
Okay.
And it's a line of gothic Lolita dresses that are inspired by Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, right. So you've got you're juxtaposing two very strong, iconic images here. You've got Alice in Wonderland, you know, on one hand. We're all familiar with Alice in Wonderland. Yeah. But Lolita is a female character of a very different kind. Can you tell the people who are watching this a little bit about what Lolita is and means?
Lolita is